Welcome back, everybody. It's episode 2. We're gonna get right on into this. All right. What color is your toothbrush? We're gonna start with that.
All right.
you both. You both.
Mine's blue and white.
All right, Josh.
Mine's purple.
Purple. Ooh, mine's pink. All right, let's go.
Wow, this dude has breast cancer.
Also, remember. Hold on. All right. First real topic of the day. I guess we could re-ask the gaming systems you grew up on, so that way Braden can have an answer. Um, or we can just move on to a different topic.
First video game that got you into RPGs.
Ooh, Skyrim. No, hold on. Did I play Skyrim before Netherwinter? Ah, crap. I think actually, wouldn't you consider Borderlands an RPG game?
Yeah.
Okay, then probably Borderlands, or actually Left 4 Dead.
Legend of Zelda.
I played Left 4 Dead a lot.
Yeah.
Legend of Zelda was my
Probably
favorite
Legend
game.
of Zelda back on the fucking Game Boy.
Damn.
Yeah. My favorite was I started on the N64, and that was Ocarina of Time.
You weebs. I'm just kidding. It's good shit.
Okay.
Good shit. It's good shit. All right. So, speaking of Zelda and kind of going more towards Nintendo, let's look at how gaming consoles and gaming console companies such as Microsoft for um, Xbox, Sony for PlayStation, like who do you think knows how to build a console the best? Like favorite.
Are we talking about portable console or are we talking about console? Because we're talking portable consoles. Sony and Xbox don't understand how to build a portable console well. Um,
Nintendo
but
doesn't
if we're
know how to be
talking,
consistent though. That's the problem.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because they can't figure out a good controller to save
No,
their
they
lives.
can't. They're like, let's, it's like if
Plus,
the
Nintendo's like, oh, well, this idea doesn't work. Let's throw it clear out to left field to try this other idea, see if that works.
Right.
well,
It
that
went
idea
from
doesn't work. Let's throw that to right field. Let's come from center field. Oh, this idea somewhat
it
worked,
went
but
from it went from NES to SNES, and those two controllers were pretty similar. But then after that, it jumped to the N64 controller, and then it jumped
the
to
freaking
the
GameCube.
GameCube
And those
controller, and then it
controllers were
jumped to the Wii and the
pain.
Wii U controller. And then then they came out with the gamepad as well, and then they went from the Game Boy to the DS. Was actually a similar concept, which made sense.
Well, the Game Boy was well before the Nintendo DS. Like the DS is more new.
No, I know.
Like the Game Boy was
Well, I know that.
before. The Game Boy came after the GameCube.
No,
Yeah.
I had a Game Boy before I got a GameCube.
Really?
Yeah, you could get the
Oh,
yeah
not.
the
I'm
Game
thinking
Boy.
Game Boy Advanced. Advanced.
No. The original Game Boy came out during the time of the N64, but closer to when the GameCube came out. Because of the fact that you could then, because once they got to the Game Boy Advance, you could actually hook that up to the GameCube and play with your Game Boy just like you could with your DS and the Wii U.
Hmm.
Fat.
Mm.
But then I liked the original DS because you could play Game Boy Advance games, and I had Pokemon Sapphire. Oh my hell, dude, that game was so fun. I can't find it, and it's actually really pissing me off that I can't find it. I miss that game so much. I had Pokemon Sapphire and Diamond for the DS, and so I'd always have the Diamond in the DS portion, and then Sapphire in the Game Boy Advance portion, and I always have those two games in. I never took Sapphire out, and then for some reason it disappeared, and I don't know where it is.
I only see my first Pokemon games were actually Silver and Gold.
Silver and gold. All right. We're kind of flying
All
through
right, so
these.
what were your starter Pokemons in
I
Sapphire
always
and
went with who was in Sapphire? Now I gotta go Google this. Hold on, give me a second. Josh, pick your.
wasn't Sapphire 4th gen?
What?
Wasn't Sapphire 4th gen?
What's your favorite starter Pokemon? I know mine right up the gate.
I usually go with a water type.
Really?
Yeah,
It depends on the generation for me.
that's true as well, but most of the time I go with water.
Same.
Because that way I can teach it swim and I can take that original Pokemon anywhere I want with me.
That's fair.
Exactly.
That's a good strat. I like to lean towards fire because I like the idea that fire can have burn, and so if you have like Ember on a low starting Pokemon, and like you go up against a trainer, and it just so happens to be like a Earth type or a Grass type, and then you inflict burn on it, you're just sitting there like, huh, I'm gonna keep poking you, and then my poke is gonna poke you, you know.
Exactly.
I ran Torchic and Sapphire. If we're gonna talk Sapphire, I had I either went with Torchic or Trico. I never went with Mudkip. My favorite,
I would love to go with Mudkip on that gen.
my favorite starter in general is Cyndaquil.
I did love starting with Cyndaquil.
Because then you can get it to Quilava, and then you can get to Typhlosion, and Typhlosion was a beast, bro.
I actually preferred Totodile that gen, actually.
Really?
Totodile was my favorite because like
Totodile was
getting a
pretty badass.
Feraligatr.
I'll admit,
Because
Totodile.
like looking at that like Gator Pokemon,
What
big
was the
bulky Gator
grass
Pokemon.
type?
I'm sorry, you can't go wrong with it. The grass type in that gen was Bayleaf.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I went with Totodile on most of the starts out of that game.
Yeah, first gen I went Charmander or Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur strictly because poison and grass from the get go. And well, Venusaur's a badass looking Pokemon. But then there
a
was
dragon.
Charmander.
Charmander can learn fly.
Charmander, yeah, that's why I usually went with Charmander, but Bulbasaur was like a second option if I decided I wanted to go a different route that game.
Ah. If you could go to, if you could live in a video game, what would you live in? Let's keep on the topic of video games. If you could, yeah, like live. And by live, I
Does
mean,
it have to be a real video game or a fictional one?
like, what do you mean?
Like Sword Art
Something
Online?
as in like
Let's say any type of video game. Like, give me
Okay.
examples of both. Like, if you were to say a real video game or like a fictional video game, give me an example of both of which one you would prefer. I have a few good ideas of what I would like to do, but I have one that like really stands out the most to me. But I'll let you guys go first.
I would probably want to live in the Assassin's Creed universe.
Oh yes, I'm not the only one. Okay.
Preferably
honest, I'd
Black
probably-
Flag.
Oh, okay. Well, Braden's getting food right now, so we'll wait for him. But you were saying Black Flag?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I haven't played Black Flag yet.
It's one of my favorites because of all the sea shanties that they have and whatnot.
Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Yeah, it's just all about being a pirate. It's great.
One of my favorite Assassin's Creeds is Revelations. Holy crap, Braden! Mute yourself really quick, dude. You were really loud. Thank you. I was going to do it for you. All right. Well, back to so you would prefer to live in Black Flag?
Yeah.
I would think Skyrim, bro. Skyrim or Halo.
All right.
And then
All right, I can see that.
Pokemon comes into play, but Skyrim, bro, if you could be a dragonborn and like wield magic and hold a big broadsword, you're basically playing D&D, you know?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'll be honest, I'd have to go with Legend of Zelda.
Thing of choice for me, but I'd probably go with Oblivion instead of Skyrim.
I haven't played the other ones other than Skyrim.
I haven't played Oblivion.
It's a good one.
I've heard it's really good.
I'll have to look into it.
The other one that I would love...
The best part is the Shivering Isles expansion.
Oh, I've heard that's legit.
With Lord Sheogorath.
Yes, I've heard of him. But again, I mean, who doesn't want to fight dragons? Like, that's legit, dude. Again, it's D&D. Like, how could you not want to play D&D in real life, bro? I also thought of Fallout.
Fallout could be interesting.
Right?
I haven't played Fallout, but I have heard of it. And that would be really interesting.
It's a reasonably close to nonfiction, but it's still very, very fictional. But it's very close to what could happen in a post-apocalyptic setting with nuclear wastelands that have calmed down. Like, it's a legitimate, like, Bethesda knows how to make a game.
You're not wrong.
And except for Fallout 76. That game kind of went under.
Nah, I still enjoyed it.
I did, but I never had a lot of people to play it with, so I didn't really go through the campaign all that much. So I was like, screw this. I liked the multiplayer aspect of it because I thought it was cool, but it just... When it first came out and was first released, because I pre-ordered it, I was excited. A lot of people thought it was going to be disastrous, and it kind of was, but I never played it after some of its updates, so I have no idea if it's any good or not since the last I've played it, which was like 3 years ago.
When it first came out?
Yeah.
No, it's gotten a lot better since then.
When it first came out, it was so buggy. Like, when me and my little brother would play it.
The Dawn update made it so much better to play. Yeah, it's still a little bit buggy, but it's gotten to be a much better game.
I'll have to recheck it out.
Yeah, no, I'll have to check out Fallout at some point. But for me particularly, I would honestly have to go Legend of Zelda.
Really?
Yeah. Close second would probably be like Pokemon or Skyrim or something like that.
Pretty up there.
Because who else wouldn't want to go around catching pocket monsters that you can battle each other with? Like, hey, that's exactly what they are. That's what Pokemon stands for. Poke, pocket, mon, monsters.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
But like, could you imagine like being reincarnated as like a different like person every single time to turn around and go fight this enemy who is basically immortal no matter how many times you kill him?
Dude, it's like Hydra and like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You'll never get rid of Team Rocket. You just won't.
Or Ganon.
Exactly. Like, could you imagine like having Ganon turn into that like huge boar that he turns into at the end of Breath of the Wild? Could you imagine going up against that, like fighting it with nothing but a sword and a bow and arrow on the back of a horse?
Bro, that's basically Skyrim when you're going up against Alduin, bro. You have like possibly little to no armor. You're going up to this big ass dragon, and you're like Thusro Da.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that. All you have is a sword, a shield, maybe an axe, some fire, a shout. You're gonna yell at this dragon, "Hey, yeet!" What's it gonna do?
Exactly.
Dragon's gonna bite your head off. You know, it's scary. That'd be so fun. But then,
But plus the hook shot as well, like being able to just like clink, and then like pull yourself like grappling hook, like.
see now,
Bruh.
just cause you're talking just cause now. Just cause would be a super.
That was also in Zelda.
Really,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, we have, the hook shot is in Ocarina of Time, especially.
I haven't really played Zelda.
Yeah, the Legend of Zelda is like one of my favorite games. Heck, could you even imagine going through like the original game and like going up to the person and it's all of a sudden like it's dangerous to go alone. Take this, and you just pick up a sword from this old dude in a cave.
I'd ask him, what kind of abilities does this sword give me? Like what
Well, as
have
long as
you
don't get
bestowed?
damaged at all.
What have you bestowed upon my my noble brow? All right, let's go. Most no, I'm not gonna do that one. We're gonna do best Gatorade flavor.
Grape, hands down.
That's a good one.
Okay, cop. Out there just naming the flavor instead of just the color.
Bro, if you say light blue,
Sorry,
you're gonna have to ask which light blue.
No. There's a light baby blue. There's a light sky blue.
It's still light blue.
There's different versions of it. That's
There's
the only
another-
time when I said.
There's
Another light blue and a darker blue and a slightly lighter blue than that. And
yeah, it's like
Exactly.
just give me the blue one. Which one? Ah, shit.
just
Now
what
you're
you
making me
say.
think harder.
I'll be okay with it.
I don't know if I actually have a favorite Gatorade flavor.
Dude, I have one that I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this it's a mixed one. It's like a watermelon kiwi or something like that. It just doesn't taste good. They failed with it. It's green and it has like it's like I don't know what it is, but it just like it has a really weird zing to it and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I would have either that or as a Powerade. It might be a Powerade.
If we're talking about least favorite Gatorade at this point, mine would have to be the grape. No offense, Josh. Actually, all the offense.
Your least favorite is grape?
You're
Yeah.
weird.
Grape flavor is nasty.
Dude.
Grape tastes like purple.
That's what it is.
Because the whole flavor of grape as to why they put grape in everything is that specific artificial grape flavoring is trying to match the cough syrup that the 90s kids were able to get and that they canceled and discontinued use because 90s kids were getting addicted to grape cough syrup
Because it was so good.
because
And then they turned around and did cherry stuff?
yeah,
I mean, come on,
they
why can't we
turned
be
around and
like
made
Germany?
cherry's like disgusting. Like, why would you do that?
Exactly. Why can't we be like Germany and have like a root beer flavored medicine instead? That's why
You wanna
German
know
kids
why?
actually
It's
don't like root beer.
You don't know why they do it root beer style? Because they're getting ready for Oktoberfest, bro. You got to start
Oh, I
them
know.
somewhere.
Exactly. Like I had German exchange students here, and the only German exchange student that actually liked root beer was mine. But literally nobody else liked it because that's the taste of their cough syrup over there.
Hilarious. That is hilarious.
But anyway, so all right, let's going along with like the flavor of drinks and the video game thing. What is your favorite drink to drink when you're playing games?
Water.
Josh?
I just
Anything with alcohol in it, preferably gin.
Okay, hold on. Let me change my answer really quick. Hold on. If we're gonna go that route, I do enjoy. I've played some Call of Duty Zombies with a hint of a buzz, playing with Pepsi and Captain Morgan's rum.
That's not enough. You got to
Bro,
drink until you're drunk, and
rum
then
is
play COD.
strong,
Learn how to play
dude. If you,
COD.
I,
Well, I
I,
know that, but like,
I set that sucker high for some reason too. So it was,
wait
it
until
was
you're
way
drunk
strong.
and you're playing Modern Warfare with your buddies, like just a one-on-one or whatever.
It's
Like,
when we won me shipment, bro.
You guys understand my fingers are not skinny whatsoever, right?
yeah.
I do about 3 fingers of gin.
Oh no.
It's like a shot and a half.
No, it's closer to like 3 or 4 shots.
Yeah.
There's
It
no way
really
one of
is.
your fingers is the
Die.
size of a shot.
Put up next to a cup? Yes, it is.
That's what he means. Is like 3 of his fingers next to a cup.
3 of the fingers on the side of the cup full of gin.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
And then I
not thick wise.
Something on top of it. So like, oh, we'll put some Fanta on it or Pepsi.
Personally, my favorite is actually the game fuel that Mountain Dew came
made.
out with.
Game feels good.
My favorite is the orange one.
I'm not your stereotypical video gamer that's like, oh, Mountain Dew Doritos. We gotta have Mountain Dew and Doritos.
No.
That's actually a really good combination though, but that's gonna get all of your controller, and I have 2 white Xbox controllers, and my mouse is white. It's like,
But
no.
I'll have to agree with Braden on this. Game Fuel is a delicious mixer to put in alcoholic beverages.
You just took what he said and turned it alcoholic, bro.
Yep.
That's what you get when you get an ex-alcoholic talking about alcohol and drinking while video gaming.
The only breaks you would get in the military is either a smoke break or a drink break, bro. That's all you got.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You don't get a walk break. It's like if you're gonna go.
No, you don't.
If you're gonna go smoke, that's your break.
Exactly.
Otherwise, get back to work.
Exactly, but like not even that. But like, have you seen the game fuel caps? Like,
yeah,
those are revolutionary. Why can't we have them on every can of soda?
No, because you barely shake that thing and get a little bit of carbonation. Once you pop that portion back after locking it, that shit sprays, bro.
Okay, but then that's your fault for shaking it even just a tiny bit.
If you walk... Oh my gosh. Never mind. Moving on.
Braden just likes explosions.
Yeah,
You're not wrong. Explosions are great, okay? You can't blame me.
I like firework explosions. Anyway, King Kong or Godzilla?
Well,
Why don't you tell us
I'm
first?
have to go with Giant Monkey on this one.
I'd have to say the same, I'll be honest. I know that Godzilla probably has like a better chance at winning.
Oh,
but
I'm
I'd
going
have to
for
say
the
King
Zilla,
Kong.
bro.
Because Big Monkey.
You guys are weird.
Okay, but Big Monkey also learns way faster than what Godzilla was.
Godzilla, no. They're equal on intelligence, bro.
They're equal on intelligence, but also realize that it took Godzilla how long, especially in hibernation, for him to finally beat what is that Hydra kind of monster or whatever that he fights in King of Monsters?
It took him not even 24 hours. It took him less than.
Well, yeah, but he originally like had to put the dude on ice originally, and that's what they believe is what ended the dinosaurs, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just think about it like this. Remember the first movie with the 2 Mutos and the one that could fly?
Yeah.
Remember the one that flew around and flanked Godzilla, right? And got him pretty good?
He
learned like that. He literally learned like, oh, the Muto's gonna. He dropped his defense, quote unquote, specifically to wait for him to come around because he knew he was gonna do it again. That's how fast Godzilla learns, dude. He took out that Hydra monster within a day.
The only thing that I would say about that, though, as well, is that King Kong went up against that big death crawler and hadn't even like seen this thing used, and he took a boat propeller and used it as like a saw as he chucked it at the dude's head. He used that as his own.
Well, it's because he doesn't know what it's gonna do. He just sees a large object and he's gonna go, I'm gonna grab this thing and I'm gonna chuck it as hard as I can at said target. He threw rocks at it first and he thought, oh, this is sharp. This could do some damage. That's what he's thinking. Godzilla would look at that and go, I'm just gonna use my atomic breath and blow the shit out of you. Brah! You know?
Also, King Kong can also climb around. Godzilla
can swim.
Has to kind of barrel through everything.
Yeah, but Godzilla can knock down. Swim. Shut up. Godzilla can climb.
I'm an iguana.
But no, think about it. If King Kong climbs, all Godzilla. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hey, you know what? Obi-Wan Kenobi won that battle.
Only because Anakin... Never mind. I'm not going to get into this. Actually, you know what? What do you think would have happened? Okay, so hear me out on this. Remember in Star Wars when Obi-Wan was like, hey, I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. And then Anakin goes, I should have known the Jedi were going to take over or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Anakin, or like, Obi-Wan's like, well, Anakin, Emperor Palpatine is evil. And then Anakin replies, well, in my point of view, the Jedi are evil. And then Obi-Wan Kenobi very quickly responds with, then, well, you are lost. He went a little on the angry side. Think about it. Obi-Wan normally takes a very passive route, right? If he would have stopped to think and talk to Anakin, Anakin would have stopped fighting. Do you think if that outcome was a little bit different and Obi-Wan could have taken it a little bit slower, don't you think Obi-Wan could have turned Anakin around? Because Anakin still had light inside of him. He was never fully committed to the dark side.
I think the more likely, I don't think they would have fought at that point. I think the more likely route would have been Anakin still leaving the Jedi, because yes, the Jedi weren't doing what they had sworn to do. So in a sense, they were being evil. However, Obi-Wan was also right, and Palpatine was also being really evil.
Hey, there's Silver.
If you
hold on,
my alarm didn't go.
Hold on.
Lost.
Hold on. And Braden, you can continue.
All right. So anyways, what I think would have been more likely is that Anakin would have still left the Jedi Order. He wouldn't have necessarily fought, and he wouldn't have necessarily gone with Palpatine. He might have actually ended up turning around and destroying Palpatine.
Oh, I bet you they both would have.
They both would have, but I don't think Anakin would have stayed with the Jedi Order, kind of like how Ahsoka left. But I think that he would have gone more of a Grey Jedi route with Ahsoka at that point, except Ahsoka never officially went Grey Jedi.
She kind of did.
Until Mando. Mando, we see signs of that, but we don't see that exactly because she never mastered the dark side of the.
But she knows
the Force, which
how
you needed to.
But it's because she didn't want to have the temptations of going, so she barely skimmed into the sides of the dark side. Therefore, just because you're not fully dark side or understand it, if you understand both dark and light and don't pick a path and you just kind of take the middle ground and utilize your anger as towards the dark side and utilize your passion and your friendliness or whatever the light side is all about, then you kind of become that Grey Jedi no matter what. That's how Ahsoka was in Mando, is she had the dark side powers and abilities because she was freaking amazing, and
right.
But she kept her light side training as well.
What do you think, Silver?
Let's see. So we're talking about.
Here's the question. Question is basically I said in episode 3. Remember when Obi-Wan and Anakin are talking, and Anakin's like, "Well, in my point of view, the Jedi are evil," and then Obi-Wan quickly replies, "Well, then you are lost." I think if Obi-Wan would have taken that a little bit slower, and kind of thought over the situation, he could have calmed Anakin down, and I think Anakin could have been pulled back to the light side, and then Emperor Palpatine could have been defeated right then and there. And before you answer, what do you think?
I think, like, from what I remember, the original script was, there's, like, something different about the original script where, actually, like, when Anakin was actually going to ask Obi-Wan to save him.
Yep.
When he was like...
No, he does.
So.
He does. So if you watch the episode when he's reaching up, you could see Anakin lipping something, but they didn't put the dub of the actual vocals in. He screamed up to Anakin to say help, or not Anakin. Anakin looked up at Obi-Wan to say help me.
But then again, when I think about it, I still think Anakin was at the point of no return.
I don't think he fully was committed.
Like, I don't know, man. He freaking killed children.
This is true.
He committed genocide.
But also, if you think about it, how many Sith were there? One. How many Jedi were there? A lot. Therefore, the universe was overbalanced with the light side rather than the dark. So what Anakin did, actually, so when Obi-Wan said you were supposed to bring balance to the Force, he did. Because if you think about it, how many Jedi were left? 2, Yoda and Obi-Wan. And how many Sith were there? Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. So therefore, there were 2 and 2. Therefore, the balance, he literally created the balance in between the Force. And ever since then, there's always been an equal amount of dark to light when it comes to Jedi versus Sith, ever since Episode 3. So technically, Anakin did have the power to bring full balance to the Force. Everyone just thought of it wrong. It was, yes.
But yeah, just Anakin was at the point of no return. Still the chosen one. Just not all chosen ones are good.
Not necessarily. I mean, he still was good, but I could see what you mean. Let's go with yours, Silver. Your question: theories on how milking cows became a thing.
So I actually did a little bit of research on
this.
Oh
my gosh, did you really?
I did, yeah. And they used to use milk before we started drinking it as like stuff to help tan leather and stuff like that.
How would you think that? Like, hold on. There's these things on the bottom of this female cow.
Oh no, they used to like dissect the cow to get the milk out before they started milking it. Like, so they would, while they were cutting up the meat, they would cut the milk sack out or whatever. And that's before they experimented with like milking the others.
And then they realized, how thirsty do you have to be like, I'm gonna try this?
I see the baby cows do it. Why can't I do it?
This is fair.
What if it's a possibility that they decided that it was kind of like the same as a baby drinking from a woman's breasts?
Technically, you can drink that.
Well, I know you can. I'm saying, what if they thought that it would possibly be the same thing for us, but without just drinking straight from the udder?
I mean, I'm glad they did, because we wouldn't have cheese if we...
Or ice cream.
Yes, ice cream. Always have to have ice cream.
Ice cream is the best thing in existence.
Yes, it is.
Not when you're lactose intolerant.
That's
it's still
fair.
Pretty great.
It's still the greatest thing in existence. You just can't eat it without hurting your stomach.
All right. Best video game movie. What do you think the best movie that has been made due to a video game? What do you think the best one is? So you have Assassin's Creed. You have...
Does it have to be a movie or can it be a TV show?
I would like to see the TV show. Let's hear what your answer is on that.
The Witcher.
I have not watched it, but I've heard it's really good.
It's pretty
It's
solid.
amazing.
I don't like how they did the story for like different like times taking place, but that's fine.
Yeah, like it did jump around quite a bit, but overall, like they kind of tied the story together well.
I thought Detective Pikachu was pretty damn good. Everyone thought that Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu was going to be horrible. I think that was probably the best decision they could have made for Pikachu.
Mm.
I thought that movie was phenomenal, especially compared to like Assassin's Creed. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the Assassin's Creed movie. I thought it was great, but I didn't think Abstergo would go to the limits with the machinery that they did to find the Apple of Eden. Now, and they also left it on a cliffhanger. So why not make a second one and kind of keep it like the Desmond Miles style? You know, like having to go find all these answers between his ancestors of Ezio and all the people. Like make another storyline to follow suit with
Yeah.
that. You know, like I just think it could be so much,
Mm.
so
Like,
much they could do with that.
I see where you're coming from. But before I give my 2 cents on the Assassin's Creed movie, it's like I actually really enjoyed the Prince of Persia movie. I never actually
Mm.
played the games, but I thoroughly enjoyed the Prince of Persia movie. It was like such a joy. The acting was good. It was like super lighthearted and fun, and then had serious moments when it needed to be.
That's fair.
Really good.
It's like
Yeah, that one was
Cowboys
fun.
versus Aliens. That was a good movie.
Mm, but it's just Assassin's Creed movie. It suffers the same weakness that I have a problem with the Assassin's Creed series in general.
Really?
It's trying to tell two stories. Like
Well,
I freaking hate how they have like the present day problems and then they go back in time. I'm just like,
I like
no,
that because they're
it's,
intertwined. It's you
well,
have
they're
the
trying to tell two different stories, and that's just it weakens the story as a whole. You know, it slows down like the big progression of the story. It's just
until you play the Ezio
it
trilogy and then you realize
drives
that
me nuts.
all three of those games are one solid storyline the entire time.
Yeah, truth be told, I would have liked it more of like, I don't give a damn about you, Miles. I just want to know more about Altair. If it was a game only with Altair, I would have loved it.
Fair enough.
Auditory is my favorite. I love the Ezio trilogy. Revelations is my
The new
favorite.
Valhalla, I
100%
don't think it's kicked me out to the regular like outside world again.
Yeah,
It's only that once.
it's because
Or
Ubisoft finally listened to the fans.
Origins only did it like once.
Like you could choose to go back out if you wanted to, but
I
you
think
could
they
just stay in
started that
the
with. Actually, you know what the first one they did that didn't have to go out into the background? Unity. I don't remember once going into the real world or into the present day. No, hold on. No, you do. Do you?
I don't know. Unity was
No,
a
no, no,
terrible
no.
game.
You're already in a simulation. So you're already in the simulation. You are like you never see the present day. Someone from the present day talks to you, but you don't see the whoever it is of the present day as far as I'm concerned. With Unity, like Unity, there is a time that like the simulation goes all haywire and brings you into more present day, like World War II era with like Paris because you're in France. Um, and stuff, and you have to dodge spotlights, but you're still the main character. There's just a glitch in the simulation because the bad guys are trying to catch you or whatever. Da 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 da. And this person's like, "Hey, I gotta move you for a second, so we're gonna move you out while they do their wipe of what's going on, and then I'll pull you back in." So you have to. It's still part of the storyline because you're still in France. You're just in a different area. It's really weird. I liked Unity. A lot of people didn't. I thoroughly enjoyed Unity. Origins is my favorite though.
Mm.
See, I've only played two of them, and out of those two, I would have to say my favorite is honestly three, the Revolutionary War one.
Oh, Assassin's Creed 3 was pretty good. Did you know that with Assassin's Creed 3, if you were to kill one of like the people, or if somebody were to die that's in the war, whether you're blue coat or red coat, you could go up to them and a date and a name will pop up. Let's say it's John Hardy, right? It'll say J. Hardy, 1895 to something or whatever, like 1650 to whatever. I don't know. It'll give him the date that he was born and died. So Ubisoft went to extreme lengths to find out all the people, or a good handful of people that had fought in the Civil War, or not Civil War. That'd be a good Assassin's Creed. No, it wouldn't.
I would.
With today's times, no.
Fair enough.
It would. I would think like a World War I to World War II Assassin's Creed would be pretty badass. Like you're going through the trenches of, or like you're storming Normandy, and then like you jump through one of the freaking open barriers and you just stab somebody as you climb down, grab their pistol, and start shooting people. I think that would be sick.
I'd rather see one
That
in
would,
setting.
that would just be mixing Call of Duty with Assassin's Creed.
Dude, Call of Duty Assassin's Creed Edition. Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
Could you imagine just like running around as an assassin and all of a sudden like you're
Freaking
playing with
Captain-
your buddies or whatever,
Captain
and
Price.
one of them decides to be like a Call of Duty operator, and
Yes,
you're
you
running
freaking
around as an
Ezio
operator.
Auditore with like Captain Price, and you're like,
Exactly.
throw a knife at him, or let him pass. Choice is yours, kind of a thing. Take him out, or let him be. Choice is yours. That'd be the shit, bro.
Oh no, man! I think I would rather see a setting in Japan, like feudal Japan, more than World
The
War II.
moment before the freaking Bad Company. Oh my gosh, Battlefield Bad Company 2 had this opening thing of World War II, and had this bomb, and for some reason it reminds me of what happened in Nagasaki, but it's like this huge like EMP like burst, and it sends this tidal wave to the submarine. It kills people. Anyway, it's a scary machine that Japan apparently had, and then we nuked them. And then apparently they still have it in Battlefield Bad Company because you go and fix it. Bad Company and Bad Company 2 are some pretty badass games.
This is true. After those two games, I think Battlefield really went downhill.
I don't know. Battlefield 3 and 4 were pretty good. Unless I'm crazy.
I haven't had the chance to play those myself.
Oh.
That's all good. No, I'm not big into FPSs, man.
I know you like League of Legends. You don't even
I-
play League of Legends.
Yeah, that game makes me angry.
That game makes a lot of people angry.
You can't get too angry at League of Legends when you're drunk off your ass. Though.
See, now
Well-
there's an idea.
You honestly can't really get mad at any game if you're drunk off your ass.
See, why do you think
You
a lot
actually
of...
stop caring and you do a lot better.
You know what? We
It's
all
like
need
those-
to. We all need to get a little tipsy and play around a CS:GO, and we're gonna test this theory.
Full on blackout drunk.
No, not that far. Just far enough that like you still are you can still recollect yourself and still understand what the hell you're doing, but you're a little bit to the point to where like, oh, if I get shot, I'll just be like, "Hey, bitch," or something like that. That dirtbag shot me. Somebody kill him.
Hey, then you could finally play with toxic players, though.
Yeah, because you'll be too drunk to. I've never been drunk. I've been a little inebriated, but I've never
You've
been.
never been drunk.
I've
drunk?
never been drunk. I was playing darts with some family and some friends when it was my 20. I was a little after 21. I got a little tipsy. I was at the marker to throw the dart, and I was like leaning backwards a little bit, and I knew that I was because I felt it, but it felt normal. And my dad's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I got this." Just don't worry about it. And he's like, okay. And I threw the first dart and nailed the dead bullseye. I'm like, told you. He's like, okay. And then the next 2 shots were shit, so. I love a game of darts.
Yeah.
We need to make a brand out of this. You know, we need to, like, kind of like, because there's this podcast that I listen to called The Goons Podcast. And they call themselves The Goons. We need to make a brand out of this and everybody that's in this podcast, you know, so that way, you know, we can make a gaming group out of it, you know.
What you called it? I thought it was called the BaconCast.
That's what the podcast is called.
What are the other guys called again?
They're called The Goons.
Call it the Bacon.
We're just bacon.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Bacon Gaming. There we go.
Bacon pancakes.
Just anything, if anything gets better when you add bacon, you know. I actually had bacon this morning. It was really good.
All right,
Anyway.
best anime.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's not an anime.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Yes, it is. It
No,
is.
No, it's an
It
American's
is.
futile.
Japan
It's
has.
an American's futile
American
attempt at
art-
making anime.
Nope, I'm googling it because I've
It is
googled
an
this
American
before.
Cartoon. Anime is cartoons based in
Avatar:
Japan.
The Last Airbender not on Disney Plus. That's not what I want.
Silver is right on this one.
No, hold on. Anime.
It's an anime as far as an animated.
If you're wrong, you're buying my lunch.
Okay,
But
all right.
typical animes are set in
Because the
Japan.
fact that it is not made in Japan, that's stupid. So the only considered animes are made in Japan?
Yes.
What? That's dumb.
That's like cartoon law, dude.
Well, but
Yeah.
if you think about it, the animation has a lot of inspiration with Japanese style. It's a combination
because
between the
they-
Western and Japanese style. They had Japanese producers help them out. That's why I think it's an anime. Because half of the
Well, but-
production was Japan.
It was because of the fact that America was trying to like get into the anime business in that sense. But because of the fact that it's American, it isn't going to be like other animes. And it's going to have that Western culture to it. So not an anime, so it's just a cartoon. But that is something that we have as cartoon. Japan has anime.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And if it,
stupid.
and if it was, in Japan, then Aang would have really funky hair, and every single
Yeah.
girl in there would have humongous milkers.
No, there'd always
Yeah.
be the one girl with the small ones.
That's
Yeah,
You're not wrong. I
like,
call Katara being the one with the small ones.
I think it was tough with the small ones.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this?
Because
'Cause
we're
why
asking
not?
what your favorite anime is. and
All
you
right,
brought
well,
up
that's
The Last
still going to
Airbender, and
be-
we're like,
all right.
you're wrong.
The only
Ding dong, your opinion's wrong.
Okay, hold on.
By the way,
The only other true quote unquote, I guess I've only watched like 2 other animes. One of them's called Fruit Basket, and I watched that with my wife a little bit, and the other one's Steins Gate.
There you go.
And I have a meme from Steins Gate, but I still think Avatar: The Last Airbender. That shit's good. That's my answer.
Like, I'm not gonna lie with you. I enjoy Avatar: The Last Airbender too, but it's not an anime.
I don't care. It's my answer.
I love Avatar too, and like as you can see by my profile picture, but it is
Yeah.
not an anime. So
We're talking about this again. I thought we clarified that.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's my
We
answer.
did clarify.
we did clarify it somewhere.
Because I don't watch anime. I don't.
All right, Silver, what's yours?
Well, with my voice acting mates, we've been watching Demon Slayer recently, like doing a fun little redub of it, and that's kind of ingrained in me right now. So I'm just like, Demon Slayer. I could go on and on about how great the animation style is.
Steins Gate's pretty messed up. The storyline, that is. The animation's
For
pretty
a
good.
long time, I actually really liked Gintama, as it's basically a comedy and a drama mixed together, and in such a harmonious way, making references to Japanese culture and anime. It's got good
Did you
humor.
know, really quick? Did you know that we would not have anime if we didn't nuke Japan?
It's an oversimplification, but sure.
No, 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 no. It's true. Because we nuked them, they got all sad and started writing and drawing in their created manga, and then somebody had the bright idea to turn the manga into an animation. So if we didn't nuke them, anime wouldn't exist.
It's still an
So
oversimplification of
no,
events, but
it's
It is, but okay.
we're gonna go with it.
you're not wrong. But it's just
You
an
two answer, and then we'll
oversimplification
have
of
one more
events.
quick topic.
Brandon,
We're kind of
Brandon,
good.
what's your favorite?
I'd have to go Tokyo Ghoul or Attack on Titan, 100%.
Ooh, those are really good ones.
High School
yeah.
of the Dead. I was kidding.
High School of the Dead. I have quite a few posters of. I do love that anime, but probably one of my favorites of all time is Dead Man Wonderland.
Again, I wouldn't know what some of these are, so
I haven't heard of that one, actually.
That one's actually really good.
It's an older one, and it is great. It's one of my
weebs.
favorites. But then
I
again, I'm
watched
all
a
about
lot of
before
anime.
anime.
But I've been slowly getting into more and more of them. I still need to watch like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z.
Naruto.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Nope.
No?
No.
Dude, unless you want to watch somebody scream for 30 seconds or more to power up, it's not a show for you. They'll sit there for like 45 seconds.
For me, that's not the problem with Dragon Ball Z. Like, I actually really enjoy Dragon Ball Z. Like, the whole powering up thing, that's fine. It like shows like what the strain of going into power and whatever. But my problem is, it's a show that needs to die.
It's a show.
Yeah.
That just needs to.
When if you get anywhere close to 600 episodes, you've run out of material to use.
Bro, look at
They have
South Park.
600 episodes?
South Park has over 700 episodes.
But South Park is going off of current events.
That's true.
Yeah, South Park has always been going off of current events. Always
That's how they
offensive
keep it
current event.
relevant and like how they keep new material. But in like One Piece or Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, it just starts repeating itself because they have no idea where to go with the storyline.
Do you consider Pokemon an anime?
Pokemon
no.
is an anime. What? No?
Pokemon is.
It is.
It's made in Japan, man.
It is, but
It's a
I really don't
Japan-made,
consider it an anime.
Japan-originated
It's more-
American anime.
No, it's
Not
more of a
American.
kids anime. It is not American.
Well,
It is
they
not
dubbed
American
it for
anyway.
America.
They dub a lot of things in English for America.
They dub a lot of things in multiple different languages for multiple different countries.
Because it's Japan. All right.
Yeah,
One last
that's how they get their money.
one last topic, and we're gonna call it. Let's look at the list here. We could do the most nostalgic video game. I don't think we answered that. Let's end the topic with another video game topic. We kind of went on a few tangents with that. This podcast needs to go on more tangents. But anyway, let's talk about the most, like, if you could have one video game be with you for the rest of your life, and all the other video games you could play, you can only play for a limited time. But one video game you could just play forever. What would it be?
Are we talking about a series of video games that you can just play forever, or one
Sure,
specific
sure.
video game from a
Like, if you say Halo,
Okay.
it's Halo. Like, any Halo game that comes out, any expansion, any DLC, you get for free. If you say stuff like, if you say Bioshock, it's Bioshock 1, 2, and Infinite, and soon to be 4, actually. Bioshock 4 is going to be coming out, and I'm excited for that. But anyway, you know, if you say Fallout, it's the series. I'll allow you to do the series. So if you say Pokemon, you get all the Pokemon games. But again, you cannot play any other game for a super extended period of time. So if you say Halo, you can only play COD for like a month, and then you can't play COD again, or something like that. Like if you could pick one game to play for the rest of your life.
I feel like we really diverted the question of what's the most nostalgic game.
I know. I want to save that one for later because we're gonna move on. But go.
Only one game you could play for the rest of your life.
But you could play, like I said, you could play other games, but for a limited time.
Man, truth be told, I kind of like get bored of it after a while after playing too long, man.
Dude, you
That's why I
can
don't
never
even
get
game
bored
it.
of Halo.
It's even Halo, man. Like I'm actually thankful I stopped playing so many games I did that I dumped so many hours in, so that I will stop being distracted by it. So it's like, oh my gosh. So I guess like you know, but if I had to pick one that I would like enjoy getting free stuff in, can't go wrong with The Witcher. I have never played the other Witchers, but I love Witcher 3. Like, great storytelling, super fun, beautiful world. It's a joy to play. But yeah, Witcher.
All right, Braden.
Note, I'm really excited about the next season of the TV show coming out.
What's your answer though?
Well, my answer for video game to play, it would probably have to be either Fallout or Elder Scrolls.
That's a good one. Those are good. Braden?
Mine would either have to be. It would honestly have to be Legend of Zelda or Pokemon. I'll be honest. I may not play Legend of Zelda as much anymore, but that was always going to be my number one favorite series.
Man,
Oh, yeah.
I'm the one that created this question, and I can't even give you guys an answer.
Sucks
Oh,
when you have to restrict
we all know
yourself,
it's
though.
Forza.
Forza is pretty high up there, bro. I do play Forza a lot. It's. I have too many favorite video games, bro. It'd be so hard to pick. I've never beaten Skyrim, so I honestly might pick Skyrim, just for that.
You know how many times I've played the game through, and I've only beaten it once?
A lot.
A lot.
All right. Well, we're gonna end off that. So Skyrim is the kind of determining factor. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all next week.
Leave us topics.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. We love more topics.
We would love topics.
I'm bad for being late again.
That's fine.
could have swore my phone was on snooze and I hit it.
Very good.
I was up to like 3. I was gonna wake up at 10. I thought, that's plenty of time. Then I woke
Currently,
up